So there are thousands of jobs posted on Facebook and other social media platforms, and some of them are too good to be true. And today specifically, the remote jobs. Many even offer to pay for the materials needed for the job with an incredible payment wage. And with each year, new scams coming into play, it's really difficult to trust what you see online. But today, we're gonna go ahead and put it to the test. I'm gonna go ahead and apply for one of these random job posts I see on Facebook and see how it goes. And for this, I was just interested in a random job post that I saw on Facebook, and like everyone else, I contacted the person and asked how I could apply. And then he sent me a paragraph telling me about the job duties and responsibilities, and then he asked me if I could handle it. Of course, I said yes, and then he sent me another text talking about my schedule, what I'm gonna need, and if I've ever filled out a resume, if I've ever had a prior experience, and that he will be able to supply me with the equipment if I don't have it. He asked me if I was ready to submit the application, and I said I'm ready. He then sent me a link to a job application, which is basically just a website, really poorly made, and it just asked me about my personal information, like my full name, my address, my front and back photos of my ID, my social security number, which is something that you never want to give out to the wrong people. You don't want your social security number to end up in the wrong hands, because if it does, your life could be ruined in a second. But then he just asked me to send me a screenshot once I was done, which I saw this as an opportunity to send him a link I generated from Grabify.com, which essentially, if he clicks on it, it will show me his IP address. All I did was send it to him without saying anything else. So then he asked me what it was. I told him that my images were sending URLs for some reason, and then he asked me what my name was. And by now, I had filled out the whole application with fake information from the name, everything. You never want to give out your personal information like your social security number or your ID to some stranger. But I did it for the sake of this video, which all of it was generated from the ID being downloaded from Google and my social security number generated online. And then he asked me what my name was, and then I said Harrison Croix, that's my fake name. And then he said your name is different from the ID card you uploaded. And then this is when I realized that I made a mistake that could have ended this video instantly. I filled out my fake information like my name, my address, and my date of birth, completely different from what was on the ID, and that was my biggest mistake. And obviously I had to come up with an excuse. I said that sorry, my phone automatically used the fill out feature, even though it didn't, and that was my fault. But of course, these scammers don't really care about the excuses. All they want to do is get what they want. So then he told me to send him my phone number so we could text. He doesn't know how to spell, but that's all right. I got the memo. I understood it. And I sent him my fake phone number, and then he texted me. He texted me from this random phone number asking me to kindly send him front and back photos of my ID as well as my email. The only type of people that use the word kindly nowadays are scammers. So if somebody ever uses the word kindly in a text message that is being sent to you, asking you for, I don't know, that you haven't paid something or you need to pay this or that, then you should know that that's a scammer, because no one uses the word kindly anymore. But either way, I told him, I had already sent you my ID and SSN through the form. And then so I sent him my last and first name on the ID this time. And then he told me that my name and the name on the ID card are totally different. And then I told him, I'm telling you my name on my ID. Do you want me to refill my application? Resend all the application here. The information are not right with the name. He told me that already, but... And this time I gave him the correct information that was on the ID. And then I asked him what else he needed. He told me that a photo of my front and back ID as well as my email. I told him that he already had my ID and my phone number. I mean, he was texting me on my phone number, and he already had my ID because I had uploaded it on my form, and I had sent him my email. He said, send it here. The one you sent is not clear. And then I sent him photos of the fake ID front and back, and I asked him anything else. He said, send your ID card here so we can start the first process, which is verification and checking of your past records. Can you not see it? I've sent it to you already. I saw the back only, waiting for the front. It's sent, and I sent it to him again because for some reason he didn't see it the first time. I've sent it again. Am I getting the job is what I asked, because I mean, at this point it's just like a background check. Yeah, sure. Have you verified IDME before? For all of you guys who don't know what IDME is, it's basically an online American identity network, which is basically used to identify all your information. It includes you submitting your ID, social security number, name, address, all of that stuff. And then I told him, no, this is my first time. Once it's all verified, we're making a deposit of $500 to your account to get a laptop and all working materials to get the job started. Wow, this guy's paying for the materials? Yeah, I want that. Okay, now what? Waiting there, checking. Might ask you for a code soon. Seems they want to verify the ID me first. And then I saw this as a second opportunity to send them the link again. And I told them, please verify. Code, please. Check your mail. Hello. Can you send us the code sent to your mail? So he was basically trying to get the code that was being sent to my mail so he could create an account on IDME. At this point, I was having issues trying to log in into my email, and all he did was just kept asking me, hello, please send it, the code. And I got infuriated. So then I told him, please give me a second, I'm trying to log in, okay? This was the first time. And then, like I said, he just kept texting me, still waiting. Also, kindly please be active here till we finish all the registration process. Hello. And I told him, could you please be patient? You here, we're not patient enough, though the mail belongs to you. I told him it does. I'm using my laptop, so please wait. Hello, have you gotten it? Hello. I told him to wait, and he's still spamming me. And I was infuriated, so I stopped texting him for a while. Once I was logged in into my email, I seen the code, and then I seen also that he didn't click on the link, so I had to improvise. I told him the email link doesn't work. There's a code under it. See the code, check the code, and send it here. I said, okay. Do you get the mail from IDME? Can you snap it and send it to me? And I send him the link, and then I said, it keeps taking me to this link. Click the link and verify. Well, what is the error talking about? That's what I asked him, so he could click on the link because he's making it seem like he had already clicked on it. And then he said, hold, sending another one now. Check the one sent now. Click it. And then I send him the link once again. This is what it shows. Do you click the new one sent? Can't see the pics you sent. And then I send him the link once again. And basically, he still thinks that these links are images. So then I had to tell him, have you taken a look of what it is? He said, have not seen it. Resend it. It doesn't show here. So I sent it to him again. And I said, there you go. Do you see another mail? Click the link. He kept trying to send me new codes to my mail. And then I told him, do you not see the link that I sent you? He said, I don't see it. Can you send me your mail login so we can get it done? So he basically asked me for my email login credentials so he could log in and finish the process for me. Obviously, you never want to do that. You never want to give a stranger, no company, no job is ever going to want to get your credentials to your email so they could log in. They will never do that. So then I told him, I'll send it to you on Messenger. Send your email and password. Let's get it done. Do you know what I will send? Another link now. Just click on it and verify your mail. That's all. Will you receive any email now? You here. Hello. And I told him, yes, I am. One moment. It was just sent to you. And we moved to another part. Or you send me the mail, login, and password to make it easier. Can you just click the link? Hello, hello. Reply the text. And so then I took it to Messenger and then I sent him the link. And this time he finally clicked on it. And I was able to see that he in fact was not in the US like he had claimed on the job post. But instead it showed that he was in Lagos, Nigeria. So then I asked him, I really wanted to get this guy on a call and confront him. But then he told me that this is a company line, can't call right now. And then maybe later after work day, are you not interested in the job again? I told him, I want to know who I'm speaking with. This is a consultant with consultant company. We help people with job and financial well-being. Told you once we get you verified, we ask about your bank details for your first payment. So we can't call. We can't, but not at this moment. I will wait then. If you really want to get paid, you need to get verified. I do, but I just want to call you. Or you go to IDME and verify yourself and set login. So he wanted me to create my own IDME account with my credentials and then give him the login details, which I'm not going to do. And you should never do it either. But then I told him, so you can't call. You can call after verification. That is when we talk about the line of your job and your first payment. It's not so difficult. It'll be quick. It will be on call. I want to call now. It'll order, not me. I don't know what he meant by that. Where are you located? Are you based in the US? I want to feel safe. At this point, I was just trying to confront him and get it over with through text since he was just never going to call me. And then he said, you're surely safe. Trust me, no harm or anything. You're safe. I need your help. I have a working guideline. Can you just stop calling? For what? You don't seem like a real salesperson. Why can't you call me? Terrible at your job. Do you need the code? And I was basically just criticizing him of his job, terrible work that he's doing. And then he said, we call everybody has position at work. I'm not in the field to call. We call everybody has position at work. I'm not in the field to call. So he basically copy and pasted it twice. Man, don't you understand? Well, can I ask you something? And that's when I was going to confront him about him lying about being in the US and instead being in Lagos, Nigeria. But then he replied the next day with hello instead. And so I texted him about 10 hours later saying hello back. And that was it for the conversation. He never texted me back. He never replied. He never called me. He, in fact, never told me if I got accepted to the job or not. And that's where the scam is. It was all about him getting my own personal information, using my credentials, my ID, my social security number, full name, address, all of that to make an IDMA account. Because with an IDMA account, scammers could use your information to get access to things like taxes, unemployment, insurance, VA, healthcare, bank loans, depending on your credit score, and even create bank accounts to get mobile payment services such as Cash App, Zelle, and Chime. And most importantly, Bitcoin, which they could use all of these service payments to scam others. And this scam is only at the bottom of the pyramid because with all of your information already obtained, they could use payment services for the higher scams, which involve you getting texts from random companies saying that you owe them money. And if you ever give somebody your ID front and back and social security number, just know that they're using it to scam others. They're using your information to create bank accounts, payment services to scam others, and use your details to receive that money. technically you're in legal liability and not them. They could escape with it and you can't really do anything about it. That's why this whole conversation was mainly about creating an IDME account. And while it is true that you could use IDME for job applications, the only thing that employers see is your name, date of birth, whether your identity has been verified or not on the IDME platform, your work status, education, credentials, and employment history. Not your SSN, not your credit scores, not your credit card details or information, or healthcare insurance information. Your IDME account login details should not be shared. And let's say that if my credentials were real, the scammer could have gained access to applying for government services and applying to get a credit card. And then from that, Cash App, applying for Zelle, and obviously they could use that as methods for them to get paid without them getting in legal trouble, of course, because you're the one in legal liability since it's your identity and not theirs. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I made it short and sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please watch out for these new scams that are being introduced every year. I'm going to try to tell you guys more about the different type of scams, so please stay tuned for that video. I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.